Not clear if Drake is in the home or was in the home last night, Natasha, or exactly where on the property the shooting took place, whether it was inside the home, on the front lawn, outside on the street, or where exactly it took place. A source has told CBC News the person that was a security guard, and that police were told that that person was unconscious and had received a gun wound to the upper chest.
50 Cent just stepped into this whole feud between Drake and Kendrick, and he sent a very strong warning to Kendrick to back off before things get deadly. This came after Kendrick allegedly sent a bunch of hitmen to unalive Drake in his own home. The feds are currently working overtime to get to the root of all this and to gather enough evidence to lock Kendrick up. But in the meantime, 50 inserted himself into it, and it looks like things are about to get even messier than they already are. Some people are even saying this is gonna be like Tupac versus Biggie all over again. Now, if y'all know Drake, then you already know he ain't gonna let this slide without retaliating. Kendrick just turned this feud into a one, and it looks like Drake is ready to meet him halfway through. But before we get into all the details of all this, let me give y'all a little bit of context as to how it got this bad, because this whole mess has actually been cooking up for over a decade. However, it got nasty when Kendrick threw shots at Drake and J. Cole in the song Like That. Drake threw shots right back at Kendrick when he dropped push-ups, and his AI-generated diss track, Tailor Made Freestyle. Shortly after Tailor Made Freestyle was released, 50 Cent entered the chat and told both Kendrick and Drake to cut it out, because he can already see where this feud is heading to, and it ain't gonna end well for either one of them. He posted a snippet of the song and added the caption, "Okay, in my professional expert opinion on this matter, leave this man alone. I've seen this movie before. It will not end well." 50 then ended his caption by asking Kendrick where his response was at when he said, "You disagree? Okay, then where your ish at, boy?" Oh, but Kendrick actually did have a response cooking up, cause not too long after this, he dropped Euphoria. In the song, Kendrick dissed Drake for getting a BBL and revealed his desire to unalive Drake one day. Now, this threat that Kendrick made on Drake's life should have been a warning to most of us that the beef was headed in the wrong direction, but most people were too excited to see grown men throw insults at each other to even care. Anyway, Kendrick kept all the heat going when he released another diss track, 616 in LA, where he called Drake out for associating with PEDOs. Kendrick also claimed Drake had a couple moles on his team that have been feeding him information about Drake for years now behind Drake's back. Oh, but that ain't it. Most people also noticed that the title of the song alone had hella meanings to it. For example, 616 is Tupac's birthday, and we all know Drake has a raging obsession with Pac. 616 is also Father's Day, and also the day that the TV series Euphoria, which Drake executive produced, was released. And it also happens to be the date that O.J. Simpson unalived Nicole. The cover photo also featured a pair of black gloves, and we all know O.J. allegedly wore black gloves while deleting his wife Nicole. Once again, Kendrick was hinting at wanting to unalive Drake like O.J. did Nicole, but people were too busy gagging over the beef to even peep the hints that he was giving. And once again, 50 inserted himself into this feud again. This time around, he actually praised Kendrick for his response on 616 in LA. However, he made it very clear that he was Team Drake when he said he heard Drake had a better song coming. He posted the cover art for 616 in LA on his IG with the caption, "Oh ish, that's lit." Kendrick went again, "I heard Drake got some heat waiting." 50 wasn't lying, because just after 616 in LA dropped, Drake released Family Matters. And just like the song suggests, he was talking about Kendrick's family. He accused Kendrick of being a deadbeat dad and allegedly getting physically with his fiancée Whitney. He also accused Whitney of sleeping with Kendrick's friend and manager Dave Free. These allegations got fueled when people found out that Whitney had unfollowed Kendrick on IG, but was still following Dave. Whitney was also caught liking his comment that he left under a post of her and her son on IG. 50 did not fail to show his support for Drake again, and this time he even suggested that the feud was gonna turn when he said Drake was about to unalive everybody who was speaking on him. He said, "I told you ninjas, leave him alone. Now he's spinning on y'all. Everybody must die." Anyway, Drake's diss track pissed Kendrick off even more, and after just 37 minutes of being out, Kendrick responded to Drake with his song Meet the Grams, where he threw a series of allegations at Drake, alleging that he's a pedophile, while also educating Drake's parents and his son Adonis on the kind of monster that Drake actually is. Kendrick then took it a step further by claiming he has another kid that he's hiding, and that Drake pays his team thousands of dollars to go around the city and recruit for him to sleep with that night. But before we could even process the song, Kendrick hit us with another one, Not Like Us. And this time around, he completely obliterated Drake. The cover featured a photo of Drake's house with multiple SA offenders alerts on it. This time around, Kendrick went from accusing Drake of associating with PEDOs to claiming that Drake was one himself. He rapped, "Say Drake, I hear you like him young, hide your little sister from him. And Baca got a weird case. Why is he around? Certified lover boys, certified PEDO files. Why you trolling like a bee? Ain't you tired? Trying to strike a chord and it's probably a minor." Now, for those of y'all who don't know who Baca is, he's one of the multiple SA offenders that Drake has signed to his record label. Baca was arrested in 2014 and charged with 6 offenses in connection with human trafficking. This whole feud was quickly beginning to backfire on Drake, and he decided to dead the whole thing by releasing his final diss song to Kendrick titled The Heart Part 6, in which he rapped, "I've never been with anyone underage, but now understand why this is the angle you really mess with. Just for clarity, I feel disgusted, I'm too respected. If I was effing young girls, I promise I'd have been arrested. I'm way too famous for this issue just suggested. But that's not the lesson." He then claimed all the information that Kendrick was supposedly getting from his team at OVO was actually fed to him to intentionally throw him off. He rapped, "We plotted for a week and we fed you the information. A daughter that's 11 years old, I bet he takes it." And it looks like the warning 50 Cent was given about this feud possibly turning deadly was true after all, because it was just reported that an attempt was made to take Drake's life by a bunch of hitmen who pulled up on his crib and the whole place up. Drake himself wasn't harmed, but the bullet got to one of his security guards who's now in critical condition. It's still unclear if Drake was even at home at the time of the incident, but according to reports, his team is actively working with the feds to provide them any and all information they need to catch whoever's responsible.
Not clear if Drake is in the home or was in the home last night, Natasha, or exactly where on the property the took place, whether it was inside the home, on the front lawn, outside on the street, or where exactly it took place. A source has told CBC News the person that was a security guard, and that police were told that that person was unconscious and had received a wound to the upper chest. And again, that person was rushed to hospital. We understand they underwent some kind of surgery. We don't have an update on that person's condition what the state is of their health right now. Those are all the details we know so far. Now, again, police obviously on scene. We're hoping they'll give us a bit of an update as soon as possible so we can learn more about what happened here early this morning.
But the madness did not end there, because after this failed attempt at taking Drake's life, the police were called to the property just a few hours later, and they arrested a strange man who was trying to break into the home. According to Page 6, a man reportedly broke in after establishing he was there to see Drake. After security fought him, they called the police. Chill, this feud has gotten way out of hand, and if they don't stop, somebody really might unfortunately end up dead. As usual, people had their own thoughts about this, like this person who said, "I felt like Kendrick got way too emotional and tried to kill this nigga while Drake just rapping right now. That last record Drake just dropped, that MFer rapping his tail off." Another person said, Kendrick got so mad he couldn't out-rap Drake that he tried to kill him. Drake the GOAT, man. But now I want to know your thoughts. What do y'all think about Kendrick allegedly sending a hit out on Drake? And do y'all think that Kendrick is behind Drake's house getting shot at? Y'all been knew what to do. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And don't forget to click here to watch this other very messy video.